of 50 years old, so the idea of taking off my clothes in front of all the world was daunting. But Maria Bello is very, very cool about it, and she said it was no big deal. Felicity was supportive about it. She said, you've got a nice rear end. And ultimately, just like anything, if it advances the plot, if it's good storytelling, I'm willing to do it. And the only thing that I wish is that I'd started working out a little bit earlier before I had to do that. But yeah, it made me nervous. I had my acting teacher was on set with me. His name's Jim Beam. That helped a lot.
Oh, I get it. I was going to say, what a coincidence. Well, but that could really dull your senses, that Jim Beam.
That's what I needed. Dulled senses. It looks like it would be. I just had to watch Felicity making out for an hour on ABC the other night.
I kissed Doug Savant. That's all I did. Bill is naked with Maria Bello, who's, 10 years younger than me, and
kiss
stunning.
Doug Savant.
And shut up.
Surgery
and
on his
10
mouth.
pounds lighter than me. Bill's running around naked. She's got her hands on young Will and the twins. I mean, it's unbelievable. But suddenly he can't look at me because I happen to be kissing Doug Savant.
No, I know you're kidding each other now, but does it really make you uncomfortable when you see that?
I hate it.
Oh, you're so sweet.
I hate it. I just don't watch. I sort of look away and hum, so I can't even hear the dialogue. I don't need to see that. What am I going to say to her? Hey, good job, honey. Boy, that guy's going to stay kissed for a while.
Bill, another question. When you started to become much better known, and I think maybe Fargo was a really big turning point, because I think a lot of people who might not have been aware of you before were very aware of you after that, and that your subsequent films just kind of built on that, and you became better and better known. But it seems in some ways that when you become a successful actor, you end up being offered roles in movies that you wouldn't necessarily like, because some of the really big box office, high-paying movies aren't necessarily the kind of movies that, the movies, they're not necessarily the kind of movies you'd go see, or that would really speak to your sensibility. Do you know what I mean? I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about one in general. Like actors in general.
You're talking about doing it for the money.
Well, is that what you're talking about?
I guess what I'm talking about is that one of the things that success buys you is the opportunity to work in movies that you might not like, that would pay really well. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of the really wonderful films that really take chances on the script and the direction and the casting are the lower budget movies, and a lot of the really big budget, will make you rich kind of films are more formulaic, action oriented.
I think Felicity and I have both come to this conclusion that you can have the best agents in the world, but the long and the short of it is that you're in charge of your career and there's nobody above you. You have to make the decisions. And you're right, a film can come along, or a TV show can come along that is no good, and no one's going to tell you not to do it. You have to decide not to do it on your own. And I think this is not to be confused with just big budget. I've done some giant budget films and had the time of my life, and I'm happy with them. I'm in Sahara.
I know. I haven't seen it yet.
It's a popcorn movie. It's a popcorn movie.
What's your role in it?
When you get to my age, sooner or later, you get to say, the commissioner's on my ass, I'll give you 48 hours. So I say, the commissioner's on my ass, I'll give you 48 hours, to Matthew McConaughey. But it's a magnificent popcorn movie. It's great fun. I did Jurassic Park 3. I've never had so much fun in my life. I mean, on one hand, it's the third of the Jurassic Park series. On the other hand, I watched the best people in the world doing work better than they'd ever done before. Some of the technical wizardry in that film boggled my mind. And if there's a Jurassic Park 4, count me in. So I think the question is not big budget or little budget. It's, does it speak to anything that has to do with the human condition? Is it despicable? Is it got cartoon violence? is it on the right side of the questions? The correct side of the questions?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think you're both great, and I really appreciate your talking with us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I love your program.
We think you're great, too.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, thanks. Felicity Huffman and William H. Macy. She stars in the new movie Transamerica. Macy is the executive producer. Huffman also stars in Desperate Housewives. Coming up, Ed Ward reviews a new collection by country music pioneer Charlie Poole. This is Fresh Air.